Hey everybody, my name is Tito G. We're over here with Cuba Podcast in Winchester, Virginia. And in front of me, I got the two homegirls.
Amelia.
And Elizabeth.
Yeah. What's up? Talk to me. What are we doing today? What do we got going on?
Oh, well, today I think we're going to talk a little bit about Latinos in corporate America.
Like the generation that's growing now.
Yeah.
What is this generation called anyways? Because is it Generation X or Y? What the hell is it again?
I think it's Gen Z. This is the generation that's coming up now is Gen Z.
Is that short for Generation Zombie?
I think it's just Generation Z.
Because I feel like nowadays kids are all like, oh, new iPhone, must have, you know what I mean?
It's definitely a lot of screen-based generation.
Right?
But this generation's also like, you know, writing and like supporting like different things that like old, like the boomers never supported, or like
working from home, starting your own business.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But also like equality and like things like that.
Right.
So like for Latinos, you know, technically like now a lot of people have started calling us like Latinx, because Latinos is very masculine. So like I guess like I don't really know the whole Latinx movement, but I know that a lot of people are now starting to call us like Latinx and not just Latinos.
Yeah.
So I have heard that too, and you know what? I always found it. I don't want to say weird, but it is weird. Sorry, for me it was either Hispanic or Latino, you know, and but I'm just older, so I don't know how. Like, my kids are going to go ahead and describe themselves to a brand new type of way of being called.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So maybe they'll grow up used to it, whereas myself, you tell me that I'm a Latinx, I'll be like, what'd you say? You know, like,
yeah.
are we going to fight or what? You know, what you call me? You know? And so that's my take on that. What do you think about that?
I think that's your take. Your kids are going to have their take. And like you said, it's going to be the norm for them. It's not going to be something new that they're going to have to learn. That's just, it's going to be what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what about you?
I mean,
you're Latinx, right?
I mean, I don't know. I say I'm Latina. I embrace my femininity. I say Latina. I don't get offended if someone's like, oh, you're Latino. I'm Latina, you know, I embrace it. I love it. I use it to my advantage, you know.
To your advantage.
Mature contexts, you know, and like we're speaking of like Latinos in corporate America. That gives me the upper hand if I want to get a job in a place, in an office where I need to be a translator versus someone who just knows the English language.
Ah, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I got you. Yeah. What do you think about that?
I mean, I feel like you should just, you know, if you feel like, oh, I'm Latino, I'm Latino. If you want to say I'm Latinx to be inclusive, that's fine too. Mm-hmm. I think it's just how you feel. And like if someone else has like an issue, like, oh, like you're not Latinx, we're all Latinos. It's like, okay, I respect that. That's your opinion, but I like to be more inclusive.
Okay,
yeah.
I see that.
And I like that. She's like, you bring up a mature point, because a lot of older generation Latinos, it's their way or the highway, and they don't think about that bridge or needing that person later in their life, versus now this new generation, it's like, oh yeah, you're gonna help me, well I'm gonna help you. And you know, it's okay if you think that's blue, red, or black. Whatever.
Yeah, I get that. You know, for me, like I said, I don't understand it really that well, and that's okay because that's just me. Everybody's gonna be different. You know what I mean? And but I am pretty open minded, and I understand that, you know, people want to be who they want to be. Like I've heard. Like I always say, you know, you can be a damn toaster if you want to be.
Yeah.
If you identify as a toaster, well, you know, you're Toaster X then, you know?
Yeah.
To all the toasters out there, I got your back.
This unlocked a core memory of a cartoon of a little toaster that's in a little office. What's that movie? It's
No,
a little
it wasn't
toaster.
It was like the Brave Little Toaster, where they go to like, I don't even know.
You know what I'm talking about. It's a cute little toaster. It's just unlocked a core memory.
Okay.
But anywho, unlocking core memories.
So anyways, so let's bring this back to how that translates back to us in corporate America being Latin or Latinx corporate America. Like what you were saying, it definitely does help out to have that second language, as it would for anybody that's coming from any other country. The Asian community, they have Vietnamese, Korean, you know what I mean? Everybody's got their way of speaking.
They have their communal language though too. They all know Mandarin. That's one of the hardest, toughest languages to learn.
So, but I thought that was only China, because Vietnamese don't speak Chinese.
Yeah.
No, I think it's all of Asia knows Mandarin.
I thought it was just China, because I'm pretty sure like Philippines, like they speak a different.
Yeah, they speak Tagalog.
Like Koreans don't speak like Mandarin.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is why you just say no to drugs. I'm just kidding. I'll cut that out.
No.
Oh my God. Okay.
No, all of Asia speaks Mandarin. I swear. I thought Asia was like, there's English, Spanish, Mandarin. No?
I don't know how the
I
language.
was looking
I
pretty
speak
in the camera.
Spanish. That's what that's the only thing I was gonna say. I tried to learn Italian, it didn't work out.
Yeah. They say everybody says, "Oh, you can learn Italian. It's easy because you speak Spanish."
You speak yeah.
No, it's not.
No.
It's not easy.
I mean, there's some words that are the same, but you're just like.
Do you guys remember back in the day those Inglés sin barreras
Oh my God!
infomercials? There's one that my brother was telling me about the other day of when the guy's saying sometimes. He's like sometimes, instead of saying sometimes, because he was pronouncing it how it looks like and how it would be read in Spanish.
It's like that old joke. There's a guy coming from Latin America and he's across the desert, and then he gets to a soda machine, and he puts all his money in. All he's missing is a dime, but he's reading in Spanish, and he sees "dime," and he goes, "Una coca." Come on, man.
Oh my goodness.
You never heard that one?
Yeah, no, I didn't know.
Una coca.
That's so
Oh
good.
my goodness.
Yeah.
Does he end up screaming? It just never happened?
End of joke. It doesn't go on.
Yeah.
If you want more context to it, I believe he comes to the United States, creates his own job, company, children.
He's the owner of Inglés sin barreras.
He's probably the owner of Inglés sin barreras. And now he knows that dime is actually dime.
Yeah.
So, all right. So getting back to corporate America and Latinos. I was reading this article because I know we wanted to talk about this all week, so I started to read a little bit into it. There's this reporter named Luis Pinheiro. He says the Latino in corporate America is in a rapid decline. What that means is that big companies are seeing a lack or a leaving of Latinos in their corporate structures. Google, Microsoft, Amazon, all of these countries. I've read a few things, right, and I'll just keep it very basic from what I understand. There's a big cultural division, where Latinos don't feel like they're appreciated for some reason or the other, or they're just not understood. Because, like we were talking earlier, we can be loud, we can be boisterous, like me. If anybody listens to audio really well, you'll see that my voice always clips on the microphone. Mm-hmm. That's because I speak very loud, from the heart. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But anyways, what do you guys think about this? Is this like something that you guys have seen in a corporate setting?
See, I was telling Amelia earlier, I'm like, I feel that many Latinos may probably feel underappreciated because I feel like we're just seen as translators. I feel like, Spanish is a very well-spoken, it's like the second language that's spoken in America. So I feel like people only see us as like, she speaks bilingual, she can translate. Because I've had jobs where they're like, find Elizabeth so she can hurry up and come translate for us. I feel like some people probably are like, they'll never see my other skills that I have because the first thing they see in me is bilingual. And I think that's something that, while it's like something proud that you should be proud that you speak Spanish, you speak 2 languages, you should also never be overseen from your other skills.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Yeah, and I think just adding to that, I think like what
Let's take a quick little break real quick. Okay, everybody. Tito G, we're back again. We were jumping right into corporate America, Latinos in corporate, and leadership roles. Let's get to it. What's up?
So I was just kind of piggybacking on what Elizabeth said here, that Latinos, she was mentioning how we're only used to translate, we're used for our bilingual advantage. I think that's, I use it. I let people, that's my bargaining chip. But I think, it's a little bit bigger than that. I think we just get used as just like a prop almost, just to say, I have a Latino on my side. I'm inclusive. My stats show diversity. We are someone that's welcoming. They want to portray that image, but the reality, like the actual reality of it, when we were working in corporate America, I feel like oftentimes you had to prove yourself more worthy than others. You know, we had to really strive harder than just
Could you
because.
give me one example of that?
Well, like you wouldn't get the benefit of the doubt. Like if like with member compliments, a lot of the member compliments that you would get, you know, that's based on how you sound on the phone, how professional you sound, you know, how quickly you can get people off the phone. But there was a voice. You had to have this kind of voice on the phone.
A tone?
Well, like you have to get rid of your accent. You can't have a thick accent,
Because,
right?
you know, then you run into the whole, like, oh, well, I couldn't understand that person. Like, I didn't know what they were saying. Like, it was really hard to understand.
And
So this voice, we're gonna come into the job in the back.
Yeah, no. See, that's not
You had
clear.
to be
You're
like-
not clear. You got to speak more clear, but it's almost like you have to tailor yourself to values of America instead of Latino values, you know? Like you kind of have to be a little bit more whitewashed. So, you know, in corporate America,
That's
you know,
how it
you
kind
got
of
to be
is,
a little
too.
bit more whitewashed. You know, after a certain time, you're tired of just all this. Like, well, why can't I just talk like how I'm talking? Like, why can't, you know, there's a level of professionalism, but then, you know, to go as far as like, oh, you have to deny speaking Spanish.
Like, I feel like you're using that tone on me right now. Is that accurate? Is that?
A little bit. Just
Well,
to
it's
be a little
like,
clear.
I would say
You know what I mean?
I would say more it's like your professional voice.
Yeah, your
you know?
professional voice.
And like I feel like you are not allowed to like show your culture in corporate America. You know, it's
Yeah.
very like suit and tie for the men and like a cardigan and like a nice pantsuit for like women.
Mm-hmm.
But like for
So
example,
what would you wear? Like a falda or whatever? Or
Yeah, faldas, tacones, jackets.
jacket? Okay.
Yeah, we have to
Jacket.
look professional.
Now let me ask you this: when you get to talk about cultural, explain to me how cultural would sound to you in a voice, being Latino. Like how would you express that?
well, see, there's some Latinos who have like
I know how. Sorry, I have to cut you off. I know why. The other day I did a commercial myself, and I said the word available, right? Available, right? You know, and I said it naturally, and it came out like this: available. And I looked at myself, and I said, "What the hell is going on here?" Okay, I know what you mean.
yeah,
Yeah.
like, people growing up like for example, definitely the first like dreamers. Their first language was Spanish, so they had to learn English. So a lot of them have like a thicker like Spanish accent when they speak in English.
Right.
Like, so it's definitely, and I feel like in corporate America you have to have like the professional sounding voice, like the almost like a Siri voice.
It's really white tailored, you know. And after think about people who've been doing this for 30 years, and you know you have to succumb to these customs, or you won't get anywhere in life in America. Somewhere meaningful that has a backup plan that you can leave for your grandkids, for your kids, you know. And unless you don't become white tailored like that in corporate America, it's just not going to happen. And Latinos are knowing that, and that's why they just don't even want to go there anymore.
They feel like they can't be themselves in corporate America.
So on that same note, being in a corporate setting isn't just sitting in an office in a cubicle. You know what I mean? Being in a corporate setting, for those who don't know, it's like being in a warehouse. They push the corporate structure on you. Like, I'm here to move a box, buddy. I got sick of that stuff, so I just decided to start my own company. That's also on the rise. Latinos are leaving these big corporate jobs, and instead of turning tail and running back to their countries, the next thing that they're doing is becoming entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
Does that make sense to you guys?
Yeah.
Have you guys met anybody like that?
I personally haven't, but like my brother, for example, he's starting like his own like t-shirt designing kind of company because, I mean, he does factory work, but he's like a supervisor in factory work,
You
so
can
it's
promote
very
him if you want to.
yeah.
Go ahead. You know, I want to give
He's
a
the
shout
top
out.
guy. No, but you know, I feel like also people get bored with the same routine over and over and over again. So they need like an outlet, they need like a hobby or like, you know, or something that's their own. So they start to go ahead, like, you know, becoming an entrepreneur or doing their own thing.
I believe that honestly, you should go, like they say, go through the mud. You know what I mean? And that is really jump off track. Yeah.
No, I don't think so. I'm going to kind of tie in what both of you guys are saying
Please do.
together. So you're saying go through the mud, do the hard work, you know, do you, stick to your values. You know, you were mentioning Latinos went away to express their culture because they have to let it out. Or we just then we just get judged and ran by our families, by our peers. You're not Latino enough. You're so whitewashed. You're this and that. So it kind of all ties in together of just there has to be something available here in the States where Latinos can superarse, they can embrace their culture, and they can have a place with status in society. And it's not, at least it's not around here yet. I don't know it. If someone knows it, you guys can comment below where that place
It's right
is.
here on Cubo Podcast.
But there needs to be a place that embraces Latino values, that lets us lead, that where we can show that, you know what, we are educated, we are cultured, we may be a little rocky, like we might not be neither here nor there, but we're educated and we deserve a place with status in America.
If you need to go out there and get it, and it's gonna look rough and ugly, shit, do it.
Do it.
But just do it. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Don't be stagnant. Don't be those people that complain and, you know.
Yeah. Like you're not gonna get anywhere by complaining about, oh well, I'm here.
No
I'm never
action.
gonna move from
You gotta
here.
put the action.
But if you don't have the mindset to grow from there, you're never going to grow.
You'll be right back where you didn't want to be in the first place.
Yeah, I mean, it's easy to complain.
Oh, hell
It's
yeah.
easy to complain. It's harder to do the work.
I complained this morning, you know, I was like, ooh, it's cold.
Yeah.
I went back to my bed, and then I got up and took a shower and got ready for you girls over here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Another thing I think that's good to touch on is just Latinos being there more for each other instead of competing. Let's give each other a hand. Let's give you the stick in the marathon. Like let's give each other a break every now and then. Like don't try to stop on each other. Just
Sorry, when you said
know,
stick in the marathon, because when you're running, you probably don't want the stick. You probably mean in that baton race.
the baton.
Because if you throw a stick at someone in a race, they're gonna fall.
Okay. No, but you know what I'm saying. Let's stop knocking each other down. You know, with our last video, like people were knocking down Jenny 6ix9ine. You know, people knocked down Teresa.
I love Jenny 6ix9ine.
People knocked down.
I love her.
You know, all these people. Nathaniel Cano. You know, they knocked him down too. His little corridos are whack, whatever. But it's like all these.
But they're
these
doing what they
Latinos.
love.
They're doing what they love, but they're trying for us. I feel like they're trying for us to show that we have our place too.
And remembering that, yes, we all need to be together. We gotta close out already, but I will say this before we go. Cubo, Canelo, what's up, dog? Ganaste ayer, güey. What's up, man?
Oh my goodness.
Te llevaste el orgullo de todos los hispanos viéndote.
Yeah,
Yes,
hell
yes.
Yeah, man. Keep doing a great job, dude. We're out of here because I'm tired. I gotta edit. I gotta get back to work. Don't forget to follow, like, share, subscribe us. My name is Tito G, Cubo Podcast. This is
Amelia.
And Elizabeth.
And we are so happy to have you guys with us.